Rockstar Radio Underground on Live 365.
Hi, this is Jeff James.
And this is Mr. Moonlight.
And you're listening to Outlaw Radio, Cleveland, Ohio, the rock and roll capital.
Outlaw Radio is brought to you by Zenify.com and Wild Cucumber LLC and their affiliates in South Carolina. Rockstar Radio Underground, Live 365.
Into Outlaw Radio Show with your host, Jeff James, only on Rockstar Radio Underground.
Kick off real soon. Here we go, baby.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go.
Outlaw Radio, we are back.
Yes, we are.
It's been a pretty good week, right, Jim?
It's been an hilarious week.
It's been a fantastic week.
I've been waiting all day for this show. There's so many funny things to talk about.
Yes, there is. And we're going to discuss a lot of stuff on the show. We're going to play a bunch of great music. We finally got everything fixed. We had to slim down some stuff. It was overloading the system. We already have 2 comments. So who do you think is the first one?
Let me look.
All right, here we go. We're giving away. Let's show it right now. I don't know if you guys can see this. Try that. It's blending in the background. There it is. Cleveland's. No, you moved. There it is. Cleveland's Loud and Local, warmer and cooler for your drink. We're giving 2 of them away. Let's see who we got. Who is the first comment? I didn't see this one happening.
Johnny?
Johnny Rocker. Evening, gents.
Hello.
How you doing out there? All right, so Johnny, I need you to send me an email or a text and give me your address, and I'll send them off to you, all right? And look who else is on the show already. Matt Guka.
Oh, Matt. Hi, Matt.
Hi, Jeff. Mr. Moonlight. Nice to see you, Matt.
Yes.
It's a beautiful day, isn't it? It rained all day, right?
I think it's warm right now. It just warmed up a little bit.
Yeah, for sure.
7 o'clock, and it was colder today.
It's hot all day. That was my whole morning. That was a massive downpour. Let's hear it one more time. That was all day today. It did warm up. Hey, there you go. He's getting a phone call. That's just bad production right there.
I should have turned off.
That's fantastic. Yeah, he's taking a phone call right now. We're live on the radio show. And yeah, tune in, Lindsay.
I sent you a message, I think. Okay, see you.
All right, so we're back on Outlaw Radio. It was a fun, exciting week. We have a lot of stuff to talk about. Before that, we're going to jump into our first song. We're going to play it for you. These guys are from Waterford, Michigan. They play a lot on Rockstar Radio in South Carolina, our affiliate station with Angelina Green. I almost said Angelina Jolene. You're as pretty as she is.
I haven't gotten a phone call all day.
No? Is that your first phone call?
Yes.
Yeah, he was ready for it.
Yes.
He snatched it up so quick.
It just figures, right?
As soon as we go live, phone call. Yeah, I always had to remind myself when I first started doing the show to turn my volume off when I was on Redline Radio. There'd be many times I'd be doing the show and my alarm be going off in my pocket.
It's not good.
Yeah, not good production. It's a very amateur hour. All right, so this is Sozin. They're from Waterford, Michigan. This is a new song coming on the show today. This is Broken Shield.
Unexpected blows
that a lot. That was pretty good. We were talking about that during the break. That's definitely a tactical nuke incoming!
I'm glad we're branching out to other territories because these guys are from Michigan. Did you say?
Yeah, Waterford,
Hey,
Michigan.
that's better than a lot of the stuff the Ohio boys were serving up.
Yeah.
You're good too, though. All
Yeah.
you guys, but this was really good too. That's all I'm saying. Not taking sides.
I think what there is there's a progression of where there's good bands and then there's really good bands, right?
There's levels.
There's levels of
Definitely.
good. And yeah, Johnny Rocker. I like this dude a lot. We got to get that song for you, bro. I didn't have a chance to listen to your voice message. I've been crazy busy. But yeah, we need to get your new song. But I think they're looking for a drummer. Is that right, Johnny? You out there? Much appreciated. Hey, check this out.
Yeah, I really like it when the drummer and bass player are actually playing together. That adds so much.
Yeah, the harmonies were really good too. The vocals,
Yeah.
I like that a lot. Jason P, friends of Angelina, the bad girl. He's here to check out the show. What's up, Jason? How you doing, buddy? Here because Angelina Green. Why do I always want to see Angelina Jolie? Right? Constantly want to say that.
It's hard to say.
Yeah, Angelina Green,
I'm not a
the
psychiatrist.
bad girl, the mistress of metal. Hey, let's hear a little station break from Angelina because she's got a sexy voice. Check this out, Jason.
Into Outlaw Radio Show with your host, Jeff James. Only on Rockstar Radio Underground. Now, grab
Yeah, I
hold of
like
those
that.
knobs
And
and crank that shit.
I could listen to that all day. And then Chris is out there. Hey, guys. What's up, Chris? How you doing? How's Kent treating you tonight? Sitting here with Mr. Moonlight. Hey, I appreciate all the comments, guys. This is fantastic. I'm glad you guys could check out the show tonight. We had a lot of stuff we needed to fix. We got it all trimmed down. We were just overloading the system. So always good to hear a woman rocker add something to the song. That's what Matt said.
Who's up next?
I don't know. Hold on a second. I think somebody special's up next. I think there's a very special song coming up. And I think only you can introduce this one.
Okay. That must mean it's one of my songs. I Can't Get You is the name of this song.
And who played on this song with you?
Tom Dodak. He played lead guitar. He played the solo. He really rocked it out. I hope he's listening right now.
All right, well, this is Mr. Moonlight, I Can't Get You, brand new song, first time played on Outlaw Radio, and here we go. I hope you kiddies like this one.
I'm hoping.
I can draw pictures, and I can tie my shoestrings. I can take a shot and do lots of things. I can throw a rock and make it roll. I can crack a whip upside your hip. But I can't get through. I can quit my job and still be rich. I can go a lot of places. I can do a lot of things. But I can't get you.
Good song, bro.
Thank you. That started a new era for me. It was already about 10 years ago, I think. I did that with Tom Dodak, and then we did a song right after that too. That's going to be on this show I hear soon.
Yeah, that was really good. You have a new song coming out.
Yes, I do. It's My Hometown.
When's that going to be released?
As soon as I get my act together, I have to finish the video so I could get a video, along with the song on YouTube and stuff. I'm finishing that up this week.
You know, Matt Chase and all those guys, Jeff Rowe, Trash Man, and all those guys in those bands out there, they always ask me, like, when's Jim going to put out another song?
Oh, that's good to hear.
Yeah. And I keep telling them we're on that 8-week cycle.
Just like Mark Berry suggests.
Yeah. That's the best way to get streams. Why release the whole album and only get like 1,000 streams on the whole thing where you can get 1,000 streams on each song? And that's really the way to go.
You're drawing it out too. You're not just dumping your whole load at 1 minute. You could nurse it along. And
that's
that
what she
makes
said.
Sense.
That's what she said. Dropping your whole load at once. Hey, man, check it out. Speaking of freaking devil, the Let It Burn band's in the house. Nice, Jim.
Is that right? Oh, really?
Yeah, we were just talking about you guys.
Yes, we were.
And
I know you had a good show last night and the night before and the night before.
All you do is see them everywhere, right?
You're playing too much. Take a break, Matt.
Yeah. That's the only way to get successful, right? Successful.
He is motivated like no one else.
Matt J chasing them out there, and the Let It Burn band said they're on an 8-year schedule of putting songs out. One song every 8 years? Is that the way to do it?
I don't know. That sounds like a long time.
Yeah. They said ears were burning. They knew we were talking about them. So, yeah, man, all these guys are tuning in. Thank you so much for tuning in to the show. Like I said, last week we had some trouble. I've been overloading the system with just way too much stuff. So we slimmed it down this week. Didn't use as many bands this week. And, yeah, we want to try some new things out. Me and Jim next week are going to be trying out the Zoom calls. So once we can get the Zoom calls down, he could be at his house. I could be at the Dungeon Studios. He could be at Vastbird, right? Vastbird Studios.
You mean we could do it from remote locations?
Yeah, remote locations. And then we could even bring in guests.
Where's the vibe, though, with us sitting so close to each other? I mean,
we got to discuss
sitting close
to each other again. It always seems to be the hassle for hosts until you can get cameras and then people can sit comfortably around the room. I think that's the next step. But, we're still just breaking into it. I've only been producing the shows like this for, 8 weeks?
That's about right, yes.
Yeah, I've been sitting and using a microphone and headset for 2.5 years, but now that producing is totally different.
It's getting easier every week.
It is getting easier every week.
And as you could tell, I'm getting better, too, all the time.
All right, guys, so this week was very eventful.
I was just kidding.
We brought in a new president. I know there's a lot of people out there freaking out about it. They hate the idea of President Trump being president again. And there's a lot of people that are happy too. I'm not going to say either way how I feel live on the radio, although the asshole game might come into play right now.
We'll have to talk about those rules before we actually play the game because it's brutal, man.
Yeah, you guys out there, I invite you guys anytime you want to come on to do the show with us live and play the asshole game. That is a lot of fun. It's not for the weak-hearted.
No, it's not.
It's not for the timid.
And if you lie, you're going to get busted. That's the thing about the game, But at the same time, you're like stabbing your friend in the back. It's like if I was to say something really stupid about somebody, and Jeff remembers it, when we're playing the game, he could actually bring that up. And what did you say about that person last week again, Jim? And if I lie, then I'm an asshole.
Hey, you remember when here's a funny story. It's kind of related to the asshole game, but we're not going to play it because if we say who it is, we're going to give it away. But we were at Whiskeyville, and there was this girl there that was obviously single. one of the guys performing pointed her out to me and said you should hit on her, and I was like, I think I'm gonna pass. But I turned to Jim and I'm like, hey man, what do you think about that girl over there standing there? And at first he was like looking from a distance. He's like, yeah, she's not bad. And then do you remember what you said to me about 2.5 hours later? And he wasn't drinking either. He totally sober.
All of a sudden, my memory is getting a little foggy, but it was not nice. I said something like, she was not good looking.
She has a bird pecker on her
Oh,
face.
God. I think you're right.
She had the biggest nose ever. From
So-
a frontal view, it was all right, but the side view.
So you have to watch what you say, in real life, or you're going to get burned in the Outlaw show.
Yeah, that's the asshole game, and we love to play with you guys out there if you want to come on. Let me know if you want to come on. We'll make room for you. We'll sit you right here in the middle between us, and we'll play the asshole game.
How about the next song one of these days?
Yeah. All right, so as...
Is that being an asshole, too?
You're an asshole.
I'm just anxious.
Yeah.
I got to hear this.
Yeah, we got a lot of good stuff, so check this out, though. Hi, this is Jeff James,
And this is Mr. Moonlight.
and you're listening to Outlaw Radio in Cleveland, Ohio, the rock and roll capital. Yeah, we are the rock and roll capital. This song is called Dead and Gone. This is the Black Roses. Kevin Bogdanowitz on backing vocals, Nico Pico Train. Here you go. Yeah, that was the Black Roses, Dead and Gone. That was my band. I can't speak tonight, Jim.
When was
I've
that?
lost the ability to speak. My band. That was probably 2.5 years ago.
Oh, okay.
Kevin Bogdanowitz, who I talk about all the time, he passed, last October. He was vocals and backing vocals, and I got Nico Pico trained to come in. She did vocals on it. I played guitar, wrote the songs, wrote the lyrics, arranged it, played keyboards, played everything other than drums.
Oh.
I played a teeny bit of bass. I played enough bass so I could add like guitar parts,
Oh.
and know where the changes are and all that stuff, and have some bottom end. But then I had somebody come back and do bass for me.
Oh, okay. I thought I heard a bass.
Yeah, I had his name is Crust. He plays in Sparrow and the Lost Boys. He played bass, and then the drummer I had played in a hardcore metal band, and his name was Neil Witherspoon. He plays in a band called Necrobiodome. He's the vocalist, but he plays drums, and he's got this like really cool like 80s sound to his drums, kind of like a pop sound. So I thought it was really cool, and I asked him to play on it, and had some other people do vocals and stuff. But yeah, that's Kevin Bogdanowitz. He did the backing vocals. He did that part where it's like, I don't know what's wrong with me, but I did it again. We added that later in the song, which was really cool. But yeah, that was the Black Roses with Dead and Gone. And Jim, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I want to just start playing all the songs. I got probably another 10 or 11. And hey, thank you, Chris. Said nice tune. I like that a lot. Thank you so much. Do you want to know what the song's about?
Sure.
So I was engaged to this one girl, and her name was Rachel, and she was the devil. And we went camping in Butler, Ohio, which I like to call Buttlicker, Ohio. But it was way out by Mohican, like way far out there. And she drove. And warning to all men out there, never let the woman drive, because if you fight or get into an argument, you're walking. Okay, so you know where this story's
Okay.
going. I walked from. I broke off our engagement at the campground. She pissed me off so much. I'm not going to get into what she was doing all day, but she ticked me off, and I'm like, I can't deal with this. I can't be with another druggie. So I was like, I'm the fuck out of here. So I walked from Buttlicker to Mansfield, called my sister, and picked up a ride from Mansfield to go back home.
A little bit of exercise, I'd say.
Oh yeah, I walked for like 2.5 hours. It was a long ass
It's
walk.
probably maybe 6-8 miles.
Yeah, it was all through like rolling hills and all these turns and everything. It was really horrible.
Good scenery, anyways.
Yeah. So as I was walking, I was singing, "Dead and gone, you know you're dead and gone."
Was it night when you were doing this?
No, I left in the morning.
Oh.
Yeah, I slept in a treehouse that night because she wouldn't let me sleep in the tent.
I always wanted to sleep in a treehouse.
Yeah, it was very uncomfortable. It wasn't the best night's sleep I ever had.
Like Tarzan
Yeah, so
and Jane.
I thought she was still sleeping, so I walked back to the campground because I needed to fill up my waters and stuff for the long walk. And as I was leaving, I saw she slept in the cars, and as she was waking up, the door opened and I could see her sitting there. And as I walked by, I went, "Peace," and just walked right past her. That was yeah. I'd like to say that was the last time I saw her, but it wasn't.
Well, she has a very fond memory of you then. You were being very nice.
Yeah, it was one of the finest breakup moments I've had. Yeah. So that's what Dead and Gone's about. I wrote that about walking from Butler, Ohio to Mansfield. Buttlicker. Yeah, I hate that fucking. That was the worst camping trip of my life. All right, top 10 worst camping trips. We could do a whole show about camping with girls.
I have one that was really weird.
Yeah. Why don't you enlighten us and tell us your camping story?
I'm trying to remember it right now, but we went to like the Mohican and stuff like that, and
why does Mohican seem to be the place, man, for the fights?
I could tell she didn't really want to do anything.
She just wanted to lounge around and do nothing? Was her name Rachel?
So I forget. She's from Westlake. She was an oddball. We're in the tent, and and she wanted to change. So then she changed, and she took her shirt off, and she had no bra on, and she was turned away from me, so I saw her back. And then
how long were you dating her for?
She was saying, we're not doing anything. And then she did that, and then I didn't do anything. So then after she put her shirt back on, and a little while later, she said, "I can't believe you didn't try anything."
Man, why do women do that shit?
I'm glad I didn't. She could have sued me or something.
If you would have touched her, it would have been awful for you. It would have been.
You know what else she did? She was with her sister, and we were at the beach in Huntington, and I was with Scott McKinley, I think. I was standing up, and she said, "Close your eyes and make sure you keep your eyes closed." So she knelt down in front of me. Apparently, I didn't know that until after it. And then and she said, "Stick your finger out about at the level of your groin area," you know. And then and then she put my finger in her mouth, and she said, "What does this feel like?"
The worst blowjob ever?
No, what your finger would feel like,
In somebody's mouth?
No, not the mouth.
Oh, I got you. Oh, wow.
Gosh, I thought
Took
that
me
was
a minute to catch on. Like, hey!
and she made sure not to bite me or anything, so it actually kind of did feel like that. And I thought, oh, that is the worst. Has that ever happened to anyone before or after?
I'll give you a round of applause for that. Fantastic.
And then I think she yelled at me, and that was it.
That was camping, or is that?
No, that wasn't camping. That was before the camp trip, I think. And at that point, I thought, oh man, she is psycho. I don't remember her drinking or doing drugs though, so she wasn't a lot of fun in that way.
Oh man, that's funny. You can't
So I
live
got
with us
absolutely
or without
nothing
us.
from it.
Oh yeah, you know what Chris said about women? She says you can't live with us or without us. I don't know. I think we could live without you.
Within you, without you. That's
If men could think of a way to artificially inseminate like a false womb, right? Like genetics or something like that, the God particle, and create babies. We could have labs with babies. We wouldn't need women. We could just keep breeding men, and then develop robots.
And then all these bald-headed young ladies right now that are shaving their head.
Oh
They'd
man,
love us to do that, to be just gone, right?
right. I don't think they want us here anymore. But somebody said to me the other day, they're like, "We don't need men. They don't do anything." And I'm like, "Yeah, but they maintain all the roads. They handle all the oil. They do all the gas lines. They do all the tough, hard work that women really don't want anything to do with, right? So we do all the infrastructure. What are you guys gonna do when all that's gone?"
It's hilarious watching what's going on right now. It's so entertaining.
Yeah, so they're shaving their heads. They're refraining from sex. They're not going to have babies, and they're not going to get married. So it's called the 4B. And this actually, I looked this up. This actually happened in Japan, where they had this big movement where all these women did this. But it does backfire because then they're not getting dates. You can only use a vibrator for so long. Right. Jim's like, I don't know what are you talking about. Oh man, he's been there, buddy. But yeah, Chris says you can't live with us or without us. I don't know. I think we could do both.
Can you believe the people now? I have friends that get on Facebook and say, "Don't even talk to me anymore."
I've lost so many friends.
I mean, just
hey, you know who's out?
Unfriend me. Just
yeah,
really?
just unfriend me. Obviously, you know that I did not vote for the Democrats. I apologize to all you Democrats out there. I'm really a good guy. I'm not a bad guy. I go to church sometimes. You know, I try to do good. I just, in my opinion, as served in the army, I hate to see us at war all the time. You know, and it would be nice to have a good economy. It would be nice to not be so fucking cancel culture and woke and be offended by everything, dude. Everybody's so offended every day. But I'll say this. There's a guy out there, and you're probably not watching the show tonight, but your name is Stibbs. and Stibbs
Oh, Rob,
has a
yeah.
lot of liberal friends, and he just
He
rams it
nails
home
them really good. He
every
doesn't hold
day.
back.
Like, he doesn't hold back, and
He's
these are his
awesome.
friends, people he plays with in jam bands and stuff like that. That they hang out and see each other. I laugh every time I see it,
Oh,
man.
it's entertaining.
Yeah, it is. It's the greatest thing ever.
But how ironic is it that Kamala was telling the truth all this time about being unburdened by what has happened in the past? And right now, I for the first time, I think I really truly understand what she meant, because now that I don't have to listen to her cackle anymore, I truly feel unburdened.
Yeah. I feel unburdened as well, and I think this should be called the Unburdened Hour. But let's give a round of applause for Kamala. Huh? Good job.
You made me do it.
Yeah. I was once a Democrat. They pushed me over the edge.
I just couldn't take it anymore.
Yeah, I couldn't take it either, and I want a better life, man.
And I think Trump's funny too. He makes me laugh.
He's not like a regular politician, as we all know. He's like in a little bit way, he's a showman, right?
Tactical nuke incoming!
Good fucking show. I heard that right here. This is one thing I heard, Jim. I heard that the mainstream media is thinking about taking a back seat to bashing Trump all the time, because the media is afraid now. The media is so scared right now that people are, because if you look at the popular vote, they have the House, they got the Senate, they got the presidency, and they had so many people vote in a landslide. They're afraid about losing viewership, which they've already lost a ton of viewership.
Oh yes.
But they're going
Tactical nuke incoming!
This has been a crazy week. It's going to get crazier and crazier, everybody out there. I hope you guys are safe and be nice to each other. There's no reason to, have violence. There's no reason to swear at each other. I know it gets hard because people are so goddamn stupid, but, just hold back a little bit and be a little bit nicer to each other, right?
I agree. I haven't actually witnessed anything, that I see all the time on YouTube and everything. We've been lucky, I guess. We haven't seen any freakouts, and I hate that Karen thing too. They got to change it from Karen. That's who came up with that. I know Karen.
Being a Karen.
That's.
Yeah. You want a different name
Come
for a
up with
Karen?
something different. If you do, give us a call.
Wacky Jackie.
Karens?
Karen is a woman with short blonde hair that can't keep from bitching to the manager about you.
What's the guy? Is it Brandon? Is it so?
Yeah.
If you're Brandon, I don't know.
You're
Why did they pick those two names?
Remember when they used to call what's his name, Joe Biden, Brandon? Way to go, Brandon! Way to go!
Yes,
right?
I do.
And what did Brandon mean? Tell me out there, as I'm not sure, but I think it meant asshole.
Oh, I
I'm
don't
not
know.
sure. But yeah,
I don't know.
But I think he's endorsing Trump now.
Maybe.
All right, here's one other thing I got to bring up before we play another song. So during the campaign, the Democratic side kept saying that Trump was Hitler, right? He's a Hitler. He's a fascist. He's Hitler. He wants to go back to like times where people were slaves and blah, 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 right? Biden just invited Trump to have lunch with him at the White House.
Is that true?
That is true.
I need some.
Clarification. Can you guys let us know out there? Can you confirm that and fact check that for us? Because we're not going to do it right now. It takes too much work.
So we're going to end up liking good old Joe after all.
Yeah.
Huh?
So he invited them for lunch. So I'm thinking to myself, do you think they would ever invite Hitler for lunch during World War II? Hey, come on over to the United States and have lunch with us, Hitler. All that genocide you're doing is okay, now that the election's over. I don't know. I find it extremely hypocritical that you would have lunch with Hitler. Like, would you have lunch with the Antichrist?
Oh, they don't mean the things they say. It's just politics.
And Jason said Brandon meant Jew.
Brandon meant what?
Jew.
Oh.
And Jason also said incel is the way to go. I don't know. I'm not sure what an incel is. I'm illiterate. I'm a hillbilly from Ohio.
Hey, we're digging the listeners right now. That's for sure. In your comments, keep doing it.
We can't help but talk about politics. It's just a thing that's in the forefront. You can't get away from it. It's every single day. But what we're going to do is we're going to jump into another song. This goes out to Johnny Rocker out there. This is Conspiracy 216. This is the Ace of Spades. And who does this song, Jim?
I forget. Let's see here.
Ace of Spades.
I don't even see that very well. I'm sorry.
Motorhead.
Okay.
It's Motorhead.
I don't know what we're playing.
Lemmy. It's all right. I'm at the controls. I got the shifter. We're moving into the sun, baby. All right, here we go. Conspiracy 216, Ace of Spades. Yeah, it was great. That's Conspiracy 216, the Ace of Spades. Let It Burn Band said, this cover is awesome. I totally agree, man. And they also said, killer job, Johnny. Conspiracy 216 says Johnny Rocker's band. He's always watching the show. Thank you so much for watching the show out there. He also won the koozies tonight. It's the last Loud and Local koozies. As you guys know, we're changing the name. It's going to be called the Jeff James Journey. It's going to be a rock and roll paranormal show where we get loud and we get local. So we're going to still use the loud and local as a slogan, but we're going to change everything up. And yeah, you said work on the full album right now. Hopefully you're going to have some tracks for us very soon. More tracks to Jeff and Dave.
Good.
That's great, right?
It's great. We're getting more and more every week. We're getting there.
Yeah, we're getting there, guys. We're not giving up. We're going to keep pushing and working hard. You know, there's a lot of stuff in the scene, you know, of stuff going around, but we're pushing hard. We're going to make it happen. We've got a lot of stuff happening for the new podcast show. I booked a whole bunch of interviews. We're going to do interviews on every single episode. I think that's the way to go. We are a news podcast.
Yes.
We talk about music and TV and film, and we got some really good interviews coming. And I have to say it, and I want everybody to hear it out there. We got the engineer from the album that worked on the Eagles. He worked with Don Henley. It's a family connection, And I've never used that connection, but now that we're going into 2025, we already had Mark Berry on and Dwayne Farley, and we have some really great guests coming. We're going to pull him out of the hat, and he's going to be part of the show, and I think that's going to be very, very, very cool. Are you excited, Jim?
Yes, I am.
I mean, the Eagles are a huge band, right? They're
Yeah.
monstrous.
Yeah, I'd like to get a friend of mine, Hank Linderman, to interview because he did some work with the Eagles on their last album. He was one of the engineers. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. I know that we're going to have a great time. I know 2025 is going to be totally different. You know, a lot of stuff happened in 2024. I mean, I went from, let's see, this is my second station I'm on. Up until I went to BVS, I didn't know how to do any of this engineering stuff. And now we're doing the Outlaw Radio show. We have the podcast show. And we also have Outlaw Radio with Angelina Green, Rockstar Radio in South Carolina.
That is right. I've listened to that show. I've listened to more than a couple episodes, and it's good stuff.
Yeah, everybody should know that Outlaw Radio has a show on Thursday nights from 6 to 8. We play nothing but Ohio metal, rock and roll, and outlaw country. And then we also have a show that goes on Monday night called The Godfather. That show is playing harder rock music and metal, and then I threw some Cleveland bands in there as well. And every now and then, because I am the GM over at Rockstar Radio, when I get a chance, we add some shows here and there. And every time I do that, I always play our music, my music, Jim's music, Johnny's music out there. I try to get everybody that I'm friends with on the station. And I'll play whoever, you know. If you send us an MP3, we'll play it. It's not a thing like 107.3 where you might get a chance to be played, right? We play everybody. I think everybody should have the opportunity.
That's right. I had my shot last week when I played Disability Man, and I guess there were some complaints.
Yeah, the complaint. Well, Disability Man's about a guy that is out in his yard changing like the engine on his truck and picking up heavy parts, and then later on you go out and you have a conversation with him, and he's like, "Yeah, I've been working 10 years. I'm on disability," and that's what that song's about.
And I was a claims adjuster, and I had
Yeah.
a rough day, you know,
Yeah.
paying all these monies to Tim Misney. You know how many cases I had with Tim Misney? Hey, Jim, throw me a bone. Throw me a bone. Anybody that was an adjuster or did anything with Tim Misney, let me know. Is he still saying that same thing? Throw me a bone.
What was Tim Misney's?
I liked him, though. He was really nice, though. I never argued with the guy or anything.
Yeah. Do you remember the guy, Freeman Damiano Smith?
That's
did
how
you work
far
with
back,
him?
Yes, I did.
The guy
know
that was
them.
in the wheelchair?
Yeah.
I always looked at him in his commercials and wondered why his pants were pulled so high up.
I talked to him on cases, right? And he was a really nice guy.
Yeah.
I mean, I handled thousands and thousands of cases, you know. Jerome Bentoff. I can't remember right off. There were so many back in the 60s and 70s. Boom.
There's Jim out there looking at having claims adjuster. So he's in the driveway and the guy tells him this and he's thinking to himself, "You motherfucker, I'm basically paying for you to sit home all day, right? Your tax dollars at work."
It definitely is for the people that are hurt.
And Let It Burn Band just said we need to get a couple tracks down, maybe someday soon. I want tracks from Ebenezer the Crow. And Jim, you know, all this time I've been saying that Trash Man Dean plays in Ebenezer the Crow. I finally got it right that he's in the Let It Burn band, and Ebenezer Crow is totally different. So it took me like 2 months to get that figured out.
I think I was as confused as you were.
Yeah. Well, I mean, all their bands are interchangeable. They all play together in different formats. I mean, I can never keep it straight. It's like some of those other bands out there. I guess they go by like what musicians are available at the time. If the bass player can't go, they bring in somebody, right? Is that how it goes? But I guess that's how it goes with a lot of bands. But yeah, guys, I finally got that right. Yeehaw, right? Yeah. And we only have one more song left for the night. Can you believe it?
Well, our time is coming soon.
It's dwindling down. So, hey, I had this thought, guys, and I was thinking about this today, and I wanted to bring this up. I was thinking about this a lot, and I wanted to see what you guys think about this, the pros and cons of it. So, I've been thinking a lot about doing concerts in non-traditional venues, like house parties, which I think is really, really cool. Uh, Talking to local bars about booking the bar for the night and bringing in a PA system and putting on a show. I thought about halls. I thought about ballrooms. I thought about community cabins. I thought about outdoor festivals. You know, I was thinking about all these ideas and what are the pros and cons of using a venue like, say, the Foundry or like Mercury Lounge and places like that compared to just putting on the show yourself. Right? Pros and cons. If you guys have any answers out there, my pros and cons are definitely a pro of doing it yourself somewhere else. You could bring in your own beer. You could have your own pop. You could bring in pizzas, and you can make 100% of the profit. And I think about this a lot when I go to shows because I'll be sitting at the bar and I'll be just adding up the money in my head. Like I spent $150 on drinks and food and stuff like that. And as a band member, making like 20 or 30 bucks, or as a promoter, not making anything, right?
Oh, it's such a hard decision to make.
So what do you guys think about doing a show elsewhere and not doing it, in an established venue? I guess as like a musician, I would think to myself sometimes like, oh man, we're playing the Agora. So cool, we're playing the Agora. But man, I played the Agora. I played like Peabody's. I played all those venues. And in all that time, I don't think our band ever made any money. Even when we were drawing like 30 and 40 people, we weren't making any money.
It's so hard.
But Let Burn Band said, festivals are fun. Aren't they? Aren't they the best thing ever?
I would like to do that.
Yeah. Festivals are great because everybody's having a great time. Two, the festivals are already going to bring people. People are already coming for the food. They're coming for friends. They're coming to hang out. They're just coming to it anyway. Like the Woolly Bear Festival in Vermilion, thousands and thousands of people, right? If you happen to be a band that gets to play the Woolly Bear Festival, that's fantastic. Think of all the people that are going to see you. Think about the good time you're going to have.
I remember this one festival near Canton or something where it was like 2 days or 3 days and everybody was camping out. It was like the 60s all over again. I wish you were here, Play, too. I was actually with helped them out that time.
Yeah. I also think about it like this, like with festivals where, you have a captive audience. Where if you play a venue, you have to bring that audience. You have to bring your following to that venue to make a few bucks. Where if you're at a festival, and I know this to be fact because my band used to play a lot of festivals. We used to do all the pot festivals. We weren't a hippie band. We were kind of like the Stones, at Montrose. But we were not hippie-like. We were like the biker part of festivals and stuff back then. But they would pay us. They would give us anywhere from $100 to $150. To be a headliner, and then like $50 or $75. A lot of times we would just give our money right back to the festival, or we would buy a bunch of stuff there and spend the money. So it went right back into the community. But we would get paid for festivals, whereas when we would play venues, sometimes we had to even argue with the venue owner. I'm not going to name names, but there was a place out on the east side where we packed the place. We packed the place. We had other bands that brought a whole bunch of people in, and they didn't even want to pay us. They're like, we didn't make enough money. I'm like, what? Everybody was drinking, bro. Right? Hey, Chris said she thinks it's a fantastic idea. Way more money in it. I think so, too. Hey, Matt, you guys out there listening, that's what we're going to do this summer. We're doing festivals.
Berto, do you hear me?
Yeah, you guys, festivals. Jim's going to be part of the festivals. I know Dwayne Albert from Devil's Rodeo wants to be part of that whole scene. I think that's the way to go, and that's the way, man, to have a lot of people see your band. Don't you?
I'm hoping to get a band together right now with Rob Berto.
Yeah, you see that? Jason said in South Carolina, farm guys have concerts. They let people primitive camp on their
Oh
land.
yeah, yes, that's a blast.
Yeah, there was a place in Lodi. I think it's shut down now, but Normal used to do their spring encampment there. It was called Crazy River Ranch, and they had, I don't know, 100 acres, whatever. They would bring in porta potties. They had a nice stage and a pavilion, and we primitive camped the whole time. It was fantastic. And then they have people at the gate when you come in. It's like $20 to camp. You know, you bring a couple hundred people. It's a good time.
That's the way to do it.
3 days of music. We would wake up on Saturday morning. They'd have a band. It'd be breakfast with the band. Sunday they'd do breakfast with the band too. They'd play from like 11 o'clock until like 10 o'clock at night. One band after another. It was a good time. PA system wasn't always the best. It was kind of always pieced together.
Well,
But
can't have everything.
yeah, you can't have everything. But I mean, it was loud enough that you could crank your amp up to like 7 or 8 and go from there and not really even need monitors. I don't think we ever had monitors for the longest time as musicians.
I hate monitors.
Yeah. I mean, it helps when you can use the monitor so you can hear other people, but I hate when that guitar is like right in your face. I'd rather hear it from behind me.
Me too.
Isn't that weird? I like it like that. I don't like it in my face like that. And I get it how you want to hear your vocals, but you know how many times I sang because I used to sing in the one band. How many times I sang and we didn't have monitors? I just got used to not having it. And then I see these young bands are like, I can't hear anything out of my monitors. It's a British voice, but right.
Hey, that was pretty good.
So, but the Let It Burn band supports local artists as well. Jewelry makers, painters, glass blowers. It's cool. I think it's cool too. When we went to, what was that freaking place called in Wellington? Boutique?
I think so. Yeah, that was a real nice place.
Yeah, that was a great place. And they put on shows there. That's when you went out there to play, and then the rain brought that show to a halt. But
incredible 10-minute downpour ruined everything.
Yeah, ruined everything. That was probably one of the greatest jams I ever heard. I got there. We got lucky enough to get there when the Let It Burn band was just finishing up their set, so I got to see them.
Yeah, me too.
And
they were really good.
Yeah, they were really good. And then I got to see you play with Birdo. Oh my God, his keyboard playing was freaking amazing.
Trash Man played, right? Yeah.
I think Trash Man played. You guys tell me.
Ed was on the bass, and Jeff Rowe was on the drums. And I know somebody videotaped some of it.
Yeah, Matt Guka said I should check out Nelson Ledges or Hocking Hills and see what they cost. I know Nelson's is probably impossible to get in, but
not us.
Yeah, I don't think we'll ever get in there. But I'll say this: there's a lot of land in Ohio, and you guys out there in Ohio can hear me. We want to put on the festival, or we want to work with you guys on the festival, or collab with other people who do festivals. I think that's fun as hell. I think that'd be great.
I wouldn't have the slightest idea how to do that. You'd need to get the liability insurance, all kinds of stuff, I imagine.
Well, I know that there's a campground north of Lodi, and they bring in bands, and maybe you could talk to them about doing something where maybe they pay a little extra at the gate to camp for the weekend, and a percentage of that goes to the bands. That'd be pretty cool, or even a percentage of that to the sound system, whatever. But it's already a campground, so you guys already have a captive audience. It's not even like you need to really bring people. I mean, it would be cool if you did. I think it'd be a good time.
I'm back.
Yeah, Trashman has a video of it from Wellington at Boutique. That's what they said right there. And Let It Burn Band also said that Birdo's a beast.
Oh, he is. I'd be so excited to play, to jam with him on some Allman Brothers stuff. That I'm really looking forward to doing that.
So I guess word is, and I don't know if I'm allowed to say this or not, but the word is that Jim is starting a band. Right? I know he talked here. I'm going to say the names. Birdo, amazing keyboard player, would be fantastic with Jim. I could just imagine what Analog Man would sound like with him on keyboards.
Yeah, we played Analog Man a couple weeks ago, didn't we?
Yeah.
Maybe we'll have to play that again.
We'll play it again. And then Jeff Rowe, I know he's been talking to about doing some stuff. And this is for his festival band because Jim's going to be part of those festivals too next year. I think that's the logical step for you, Jim.
Well, let's see if they have the time, actually. There's that,
Yeah, I know.
Because they're in other bands and they can't conflict with
right, exactly.
Matt's band and stuff like that.
You see what Matt said? We should call it Outlaw Stock.
Oh.
That's great. Yeah, maybe we'll do it where Outlaw Radio teamed with Rockstar Radio will team up and put on like a festival. Maybe we'll try to get a campground or something. Maybe we could just talk to Boutique and see if we could just do like 2 days of music there or something. I think that'd be a fantastic idea.
They have parking. They have room.
Yeah, they have room.
They love the business. They had people selling jewelry and candles and all kinds of event.
And do you remember? I think the food was free. It was like chips, hot dogs, and
50
burgers.
cents or something.
Yeah,
So
it was free. It was basically free, man. That's fantastic. Like, and let me also say this: I took a picture with the owner, and I think I put it on Loud and Local at one point. She was super nice lady. Their shirts were cool. I bought a shirt while we were there. Stocked with Outlaws. Yep. That's what Let It Burn band said. But yeah, man, I can't say enough about the Let It Burn band. They've been really cool to us. They've been supportive of the show. Matt J. Chase, Jeff Rowe, Trash Man Dean, all those guys have been very, very supportive, right?
Oh, I agree. These are all new people to me too, and I'm so happy to have stepped my foot in Lorain County. Too much Cuyahoga County. I have to expand a little bit here, and so far I've just met so many people in Lorain that are so into it. They don't know hating kind of thing politically, as far as that, everybody's keeping it to themselves or something. You go into Cleveland, people want to unfriend you because you voted for somebody. So I really like Lorain County is my point.
Yeah, well, I'll say this to you, Jim, and I mentioned this on the last show, and I talk about it from time to time. I got my start in Lorain County working for Spotlight Talent at the Flying Machine. And when the Flying Machine was open, that's where I learned how to do shows and concerts and run a venue and do all that stuff.
The Flying Machine.
Yeah, that was a really good time. And that's where I got my start. And I'll also say this. We did some freaking great shows at that ballroom. We tore it up. We did really well. And I did really well in Lorain County. It's just that people are, and I hate to say it, and I'm not putting Cleveland down because I'm from the suburbs of Cleveland. Spent a lot of time in Cleveland, but it's a different scene completely, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
There's just much different.
It's too spread out. I don't know. There's 3 jam nights at one night, so not one's busy because it's so spread thin. We go to Whiskeyville and Lorain, man, you got it happening. There's like 30-40 people there, and you got so many bands and so many people wanting to play, and it seems to be run well too. So good one on that, Nick.
Jason says, come down to South Carolina, no ferries here. That's freaking funny. All right, man. Yeah, Whiskeyville is number 1. I heard of another jam night that I'm probably going to stop and see, Muggs, but they're in Wickliffe. That's a drive for me. I'm in the burbs, man. I need something like Rocky River, Westlake, Avon, a jam night around there. I do like Whiskeyville. I think that's a great place. It's probably some of the greatest jams, but I don't know. I haven't played guitar in a while. I want to start playing again, and I don't think Whiskeyville is the place for me. I would be, I don't know. I don't know if I could hold my own.
It all depends on what we decide to play. I think it would be totally cool because there are people there that are pretty new and fresh players.
Well, we have, me and you have slightly worked on People Are Strange by The Doors.
Yeah, we have to do that one.
That's going to be it's going to be a cover song.
Yeah, I did want to make a point to say in Spotlight Cleveland. What are they? Are they on Madison? Oh, darn it.
I heard they have a good jam. I
was there this week, and it's really good, too. So I'm not saying Cleveland doesn't have good jams and good people and stuff. There's tons of that. And I'm going to start going to Spotlight. That place, Josh is really cool. He gets you right up there. It's organized. Boom, boom, boom.
So he's talking about Josh Donato, the blues guitarist from Cleveland.
And I will say he played a very perfect guitar solo this week. he went around 4 times, and he started off the first 2 times around. It was like really slow and a lot of spaces in between the notes, and he built it up and kept building it up. And to tell you the truth, I don't hear a lot of lead guitar players that really play good lead solos, and Josh definitely has the ability to pull that off.
Yeah, Josh Donato. I think like Spotlight. What was it? Spotlight Bar? Or what is it called? Spotlight Tavern?
A Spotlight.
Just Spotlight. Well, I think they've taken
Spotlight
over.
Cleveland, I think,
Spotlight
isn't it?
Cleveland.
Yeah.
They've taken over for Smedley's. I think.
Oh, but Smedley's is going to reopen, kind of untouched.
Really?
Is the word? Yeah. I think the owner that owns maybe is it the one of the bars across the street, whether it's backstage, but it's going to reopen, and I think even Stibbs is going to make a comeback there with the jam night, and it's going to be like the good old days coming up. So that's everybody's excited about that. So we're looking forward to a really nice summer coming up.
Yes, there's going to be a lot of jam nights. Me and Jim are going to start hitting some of the jam nights in Cleveland because we are from Cleveland. I know Jim's going to hit Whiskeyville. There's a lot of fun that's going to be going on. He's going to be working on some cover songs, working on his original music, and when his one cover song, "People Are Strange," is done, I'm going to sing that, and I'm excited about that. I love the Doors. I have that baritone vocal, so we should be able to crush that. And I sing it at karaoke all the time. I love that song.
Karaoke.
Yeah, I love karaoke. Karaoke's great. I get up there and do Bob Dylan. I have a great impression of Bob Dylan.
Karaoke. I don't know why.
No.
I don't know.
Have you ever tried to get up there and do Billy Idol? Since you do cover Billy Idol?
No, nah.
Jim covers "White Wedding" by Billy Idol.
Yes, I did that. The last time I did that, the people said they could follow. This was last week, and I'm not saying anything, but
who was that you said that about?
They didn't know the song at all. I mean, so
now it's time to play the asshole game.
Yeah, really. Oh,
all right, here we go.
I'm opening my mouth again. I sucked probably too, so that's all.
Oh man, that's so funny. Let It Burn Band said 25 is going to be a blast, and I agree. 2025 is going to be a blast. I've been working my ass off on the Loud and Local shows and doing the Outlaw radio stuff, but just started slowly working into talking about festivals and doing some other gigs. I talked to somebody last night about putting a big show together with a Bolivia. I'm not going to give it away, not going to say where it's at until it happens. We're going to keep it on the down low, if you know what I mean. But
Okay.
Jason said people are strange. Like, Democrats are strange. I don't know. Everybody's strange, bro. And Democrat or Republican, everybody's weird in their own way, I guess. I don't know.
I'm one of them. I admit it. I think people have to admit, I think a lot of the times, to themselves certain things that they are denying.
Well, I mean, it's going to be interesting. I'm excited about the direction that we're going. I already saw some positive things have already happened, and the dude hasn't even taken office. The stock market's going to take off. I saw gas prices are coming down. They say it has nothing to do with the president, but how is it that he gets elected and then gas is like $2.85 a gallon? It's actually pretty nice to see it below $3.
What's that all about? A little too late for the Demis, I guess, on that one, right?
Did you see how much money?
So maybe they were right all along. Oh my gosh!
She paid Oprah Winfrey $1 million
Stupid
to interview her.
Republicans, man. Gas went down.
Man.
Idiots.
Oh man, yeah. I don't know. I just have to turn my Facebook off every now and then. I've been watching YouTube and watching other podcasts. That's where I get all my ideas from. I love the show Redacted. I watch that constantly. All right, we're gonna jump into another song. This band comes from England. This band is called Midnight Whiskey Massacre, and I talk to these guys a lot on Instagram. They send me a few songs, so tonight we're going to play this song for you, and we're going to let it roll. This is Midnight Whiskey Massacre. Here we go, Jim.
street ought to be a crime. Takes your soul, the children's futures they stole. So you cannot just let it go. Then they expect you to behave, whilst they steal and work you into the grave. But you can't harm his love if it's anger you sow. So you stick with the evil you know. Take a look around. Tell me what you see. Is this what you really want to do? You want to be free? Such a great divide that made life in slow motion suicide, and now tax you till the day that you die. Now where do you think you're going to hide? Next thing you hear a knock at the door. Who is it paranoid? Cannot be sure. Have they come for me and now for you? But now it's too late, there's nothing you can do.
Hello guys, I'm glad you could watch the show tonight. Thank you so much for tuning in. I had a good time tonight. We like talking about politics, talk a little bit about the crazy music scene, talk about our buddies out there, right?
Tactical nuke incoming!
With your hosts, the Outlaw, Jeff James, and Mr. Moonlight. You can also hear their show
you can see us next Sunday, 7 o'clock. We have a bunch of new songs we're going to play. We had a whole bunch sent to us the last couple days. I just haven't had a chance to do it. And since we already made the flyer, we wanted to go in here and play the bands that we did pick. But thank you so much for tuning in, watching the show. we're gonna get
Rockstar Radio
better and better
Underground
at this, and we're not gonna go away.
365.
Mr. Moonlight says, "Good night, all."
Good night, y'all. And I'm gonna leave you some music as we check out of here. See you guys next week. And right before we do that, let's say goodnight to Jason, Matt
Good
Guka,
night. Good night.
the Let It Burn Band, Johnny Rocker, Chris, and of course, all our friends out there in Rockstar Radio Land. You guys have a fantastic night. This has been Outlaw Radio, and we will see you guys next Sunday, right?